A couple months ago, I made this fit pick edit into Minecraft from a photo I had taken in Arizona. Some people were asking to make a more in-depth video on like what exactly I did, so I thought I'd make like a short video here to show what I did. All right, so first off, we're gonna open the photo in Photoshop we want to use. I emailed it to myself from my phone so I could just download it on my computer. I wanted to start a little easier, so I hit the select subject button. Basically tries to select your whole body. It's not the best, but it works as a good basis point. It's even got part of the Whole Foods bag, which those Whole Foods in Arizona are super sick, by the way. We're gonna go through with the pen tool, click and drag for each different point, and just try to select more of that image of me to get it isolated. When you close up an area with the pen tool, you can go to a new area and start selecting around that as well, which you see me doing with the bag now, and then my shirt. I would say the most tedious part here is just the selecting. Once we have our full self selected, Control J is gonna duplicate your selection into its own layer. So this will have me or you isolated against a transparent background. Now that we have that initial cutout, we need to go into Minecraft. I just found some random world. I liked the way the village and the angle of everything was. I was playing around with taking different screenshots, and when you take the screenshots, you can copy them to your clipboard. So I was copying them and then pasting them into Photoshop, just kind of messing around back and forth to get it the way I wanted it to be. The next thing we needed to do was to make it look more realistic, obviously. By adding some different shadows on myself, shadows on the ground. And the way we're gonna do that is with a soft, slightly transparent brush. So the best way to do this is to make a clipping mask. This will be starting for the shadows on ourself. This is gonna be a brightness and contrast adjustment layer. And this will basically, you're gonna turn the brightness a little bit down and then make a mask. So we're only going to be soft brushing these little parts to make certain parts look darker than the others. You can see I do this a little bit for my pants, and I do this on the bag. And then next here, we're going to make another adjustment layer of brightness and contrast, lower down that brightness, and basically when you press Control I, it inverts that. So now we're using the brush to kind of brush a slightly darker adjustment to only the spots that we use it on. So for this, I'm starting to draw a shadow of me. You may want to kind of go through here and do your own little adjustments or little like parts of things to just mess around. It's a lot of trial and error of kind of trying to get it to look right or the way you want it, especially with Photoshop edits like this. I wanted to add a little bit of like a sun glow from like the sun rays, so I added a new clipping mask onto the layer of just myself, and I was using a kind of soft red brush to kind of match the color on the torch and just trying to get this like reflective sort of glow onto me. After I kind of got that where I wanted it, I went up to the filter effects and I clicked lens flare, and that's over the whole image there, not just the cutout of me. This is more like as a way to kind of merge the lighting of the images together. I think one of the most fun or coolest parts about this was the 3D axe that I put in the Whole Foods bag, which I thought was pretty awesome. I went to this website where you could look at free 3D models, and I found this one of a Minecraft diamond axe, and basically you can rotate it around and get it to look a certain way. But once I got it kind of the angle I wanted it to be, I took a screenshot of it through Opera, and I just started messing around with trying to Photoshop it into the bag, which took a lot of trial and error and didn't really look right at first at all. But I started to add some different shadows to it and try to make it look more flush with that bag. And yeah, we were almost there at that point. I also wanted to make some of that like Minecraft shaders look, so I added a sort of artificial glow layer on top of the axe to make the diamonds look like they were glowing. I thought that had like a cool effect. looks more kind of like the sun was shining on it a bit. I also went through and changed the blending mode of that layer to linear light. I thought it kind of merged well with the underlying screenshot of that 3D render, and it did. I wanted to make some adjustments, so I went through some of these lens flares and I kind of content aware filled them. If you don't know how to do that, you press Alt F5 when you go around to selection, and there's an option in there called content aware fill, and it's basically kind of like an AI, they've had it for years, but it's a way to kind of fill up different spaces. I could only really do that to a certain extent. Then I wanted to add some more shadows to the inner line of the layer of me to make it look more like in the background and not just separated like it is, because that's the goal. It's trying to make me look like I'm in the actual game. Added a little shadow here behind the axe to give it some more depth as well. And for finishing touches, I went and found the Minecraft font. I wrote my username in there, backslash. I brought it in and I decided to add a little rectangular gray like name tag the way it is in the game. You put the opacity like a little lower so it kind of matches what it would look like against that background. But yeah, once we put all that together, it looks exactly like that. I want to be doing some more of these. I think they turned out pretty cool. And yeah, it's a good time. Make some cool things, and yeah, let me know what you come up with. Have a good day.